We're on a road to nowhere. Come on inside. Taking that ride to nowhere. We'll take that ride. I'm feeling okay this morning. And you know, we're on the road to paradise. Here we go, here we go. There's a city in my mind. Come along and take that ride, and it's alright, baby, it's alright. And it's very far away, but it's growing day by day, and it's alright, baby, it's alright. Would you like to come along, and you can help me sing this song, and it's alright, baby, it's alright. There's a city in my mind. Come along and take that ride, and it's alright, baby, it's alright. And it's very far away, but it's growing day by day. It's alright, baby, it's alright. They could tell you what to do, but they'll make a fool of you, and it's alright, baby, it's alright.
Hello, everyone. I apologize. I am just sharing this on the Twitter and the Facebook and all that fun stuff. Let me see. So first, I want to thank everyone who was so freaking amazing this weekend. Oh my freaking God. Like 11 panels over 20 hours of, entertainment, or I don't know what you want to call it. Panels, 15 cameos, musicians. It was truly unprecedented. I've never seen anything like it. Especially not for National Medicare for All. That is, I am certain. And it was incredible in so many ways. I know most of the people who were on the panels, but I learned so much. I was taking notes like crazy. I learned a lot. I also learned different perspectives, different, analysis of, how to do things and how to view things and nuances. And, it was so educational and it was so profound. And I don't think we hear enough personal stories. We all say we're for Medicare for all, and a lot of times, things like this, you have YouTubers on the panels and things like that. And the only YouTuber we had our panel was to disabled people, because something like this needs to be by the people, as in real people, as in not celebrities, so to speak. That doesn't mean I'm throwing shade. That doesn't mean they can't support it. That doesn't mean I don't think they're genuine. What it means is that we shouldn't get distracted by the shiny objects. One thing that was incredibly difficult for us in July, for our 56 national events in July on that one day, was I live in Florida, but I won't attend these marches because someone in California is speaking for 5 minutes. So fuck the whole movement. I'm going to trash it. And yes, it shows they are insipid idiots, and not really about the issue. But at the same time, I can't help but wonder, those people who trashed it because we had people like that, did they watch This Weekend then? Since we didn't have any? Were they like all about it? Did they tune in? Did they share it? Did they post comments? I don't know. But I think it would be telling if they didn't. Because a lot of I mean, I don't call myself a leftist because that, to me, it's a fucking pejorative at this point. But a lot of the problem on the left is that it gatekeeps. And a lot of those people who were trashing because of a certain speaker and things like that, it really came across as, no, you can do this, but do it my way. Like, do this, but not like that. There's, but then they never offered any suggestions of another way to do it, ever. I'd say, well, what should we do differently next time? Well, I don't have my own march in a few months. Never happened. But so that is to be expected, as unfortunate as it is, when you have a nationwide event. Let me see. I'm not sure why I have no comments. That's kind of concerning. If you're watching, please comment. It says I'm live, but usually I get comments. But in any case, so first hello. I got a comment and it says fucking grifter. Yes, a broke disabled person with like a negative bank account. I am a true grifter. I get $62 on Patreon every month. Oh my god, that's fucking amazing. Toxic male gamer. Yes. What a babe. Sounds awesome. So, because of the grifter is really one of the dumbest, most overused words. It's so ridiculous. It's grifter. Like, the only person I've ever called a grifter is Andrew Yang, because he is. Other than that, it's so overused and so just a really dumb way to say things. And I've never made a dime on what I do, so it's simply not applicable. Pick a better insult. It doesn't bother me. It's pathetic. But anyway, so first I'm going to address the negatives that all of us organizers knew were going to happen. As is, anytime you do an event, you don't necessarily, you want to talk in person? What does that even mean? You weirdo. So so they're probably in here because they're the people I'm going to be talking about, because they've been trolling me, even though I've never gone on their stream, because frankly, I don't want to waste my time listening to the same regurgitation, the same absolute rubbish. I was at the march. Okay, so what's your problem? So all the more reason I think it's the people I think it is. But anyway, so what it comes down to is there's always going to be people who are like, just don't do it that way. Do it, but do it my way. The first thing I'm going to say is, number one, are you an activist if you get a personal paycheck for the events you do. No. You are an employee. Now, that doesn't mean organizations and stuff like that. Like if you're on, if you work for like ACLU or something like that, yeah, I get it. But if you say you're a people-powered grassroots super PAC, no, that's actually not activism. That's you making money on what you say you're doing. I think I know who this is. Anyway, someone who obviously has enough time on their hands that they'd rather go in and attack someone who just was on the air for like 16 hours. So anyway, this group of people, it's so sad because their egos are so huge that the one that is considered the leader by people literally continuously complains about how people don't have them on their shows. If they cared about this, I'd be on their show. If they cared about this, I'd be on their panel. It's not about you. And you can say you're for something all you want, but all your posts say I, me, everything else. It's ego. So, no, it's not about you. I don't even know what that means. So anyway, okay, so the whole state by state thing, people know how I feel. One of the reasons we had a national Medicare for All forum this weekend is because of the way that state by state people are trying to basically lie about things like how things would work and give completely false information about how it would pass if we did this and this. And unfortunately, a lot of people are falling for it and not actually researching the danger of promoting state by state. Unfortunately, every state by state person I have ever interacted with will always prop up state by state and never say, well, I support national, unless you confront them as to why they're not talking about national. Then they bring it back and say, well, I mean, national's ideal, but if it's ideal, fight for it. Period. Arbitrary borders mean nothing. And I really hope people listen to our panel, 1 out of 11 of our panels, where we break down some of the serious issues and tropes and outright lies stated to convince people that this incrementalist, neolib, classist, racist, ableist idea is somehow advantageous. So let's, I was on the panel, so I'm not going to get into everything, but I made a post today that sums it up. Do you think homeless people in Alabama give a fuck if the people in New York are trying to fight homelessness? How does that affect them? It doesn't. Do you think people in Georgia care about people in California fighting for the hungry? What does that do for them? Nothing. Do you think a women's right to choose, women who are having their choice taken from them in Texas, Do you think they feel good because Washington has the right to choose? Does that make them feel better? Because I'm going to tell you, it doesn't. And an injury to one is an injury to all. Medicare for all literally means all, as in everybody in, nobody out. It is not everybody in within these borders and blah, blah. No. It is not Medicare for all within these borders. That's not all. Stop. This is an incredibly elitist, classist way to look at it. Let's take Washington, for instance. 4% Black, $77,000 median income. But yes, let's focus on that. Let's push only that state, unless people ask why we're not national. And then we could say, well, national is the ideal, but that is pure privilege. Pure privilege. I, as a disabled person, nonetheless, support Medicare for all. And when I say all, I mean all. My state, just like Georgia, just like even New York, is one of 24 states who do not even have ballot initiatives. So yes, let's push the idea of ballot initiatives. They'll give everyone Medicare for all. Oh wait, 24 states don't even have that option? Sorry, guess you're gonna die. Well, I just said race comes into it. Washington's 4% Black, and they're focusing all their energy onto that state. That's a problem. Just like classism, just like ableism, just like sexism, when you are taking a group of people and leaving out everyone else, that means that these inequities are no closer to being diminished. That's what that means. So, why is it racist? I say it. So, you're cool with racism. All right. Great. Good for you. You're a gem. It is incredibly privileged and elitist to say we deserve it most, because that's what you're doing. When you're going in Medicare for all threads and you are posting nonstop pictures of yourself, nonstop things about your own state, you are making it about ego. You're making it about yourself. Period. Who the fuck is this? I'm back. You never left, dude. I don't even know who you are. You'll get blocked eventually anyway. I'm just saving screenshots. That's all. So, these people who we knew were going to attack us, we've had this 3-day forum in the works for a few months, and we knew they were going to attack us because people like to think, oh, Republicans, they're Nazis, they're this and that. Well, they're not the ones who attack us. People who think they're like us are the ones who attack us. That's the real grift, so to speak, if you're going to talk about that. When you focus only on yourselves and bring in people to adopt that kind of thought process, that is incredibly dangerous. Also, giving them false hope and false information is also incredibly dangerous. And anyone who does not understand the severity of implications that come from just picking certain people to give healthcare, that's a problem. You cannot say healthcare is a right, asterisk, between these arbitrary borders. If healthcare is a right, That means it's a right to every fucking person. Everyone. What's one of your issues? Yeah, trolls always want to come on a blind girl's fucking thread and be like, yo, let me type shit because she can't see it. But anyway, so this group of people who were in a super PAC who lost their 501c3 because they didn't disclose their monetary information for 3 years, who received paychecks for what they do, like to trash an all volunteer organization. One that they literally insisted to be part of. The gem about that is that 2 of their own people voted against them. And that's why they weren't let in. So I've been actually pretty chill with, releasing information. But if this is one of them, let me just tell you. I have a screenshot showing 2 of your own people voted against you being let in. M4All. That's the first thing. I have another screenshot showing one of your own people donated $20 to our forum this weekend. Oops. I also have screenshots of one of your main people texting me personally last month, making fun of your super PAC and making fun of you guys. So you think you have these allies, but they actually, not all of them are. So, I mean, I have all the screenshots to everything. So it's actually kind of humorous. Every single time we get attacked, I'm like, I have so much info and I'm trying to take the higher road and I'm just really sick of it, because if you say you support something and you can take a 3-day forum of tons of women, people of color, LGBTQ, disabled people, indigenous people, and take all their stories of personal pain and disregard them because it's just not up to your liking, that says a lot more about you than us. Sometimes I really wish I had eyesight. Only sometimes. So yeah, I mean, if this troll is one of the people I'm talking about, feel free to unblock me and hit me up. I have plenty of screenshots of your own people trashing you. So, also, one of the posts trashing us today, she actually tagged the person who donated $20 to us this weekend. But also there's pictures that are completely false. One of them's like, we were the biggest group of people who contributed to the marches. Well, that's an outright lie. And furthermore, back in July, y'all didn't have a super PAC. But there's a picture of literally their state. And it's like, we contributed. We had 56 locations. 56 locations. Y'all didn't have a single person as a lead organizer. So, no, you were not the main contributors. And y'all always try to take credit for shit. Like, that's all you care about is credit. One of the pictures they shared that they were, one of the people who, did the most, The people had winter coats on. Our marches were in July. Wake up, people. Jesus. Wake up. You are being so duped. So duped. Not just by the state-by-state rhetoric, but by this group of people. They are brainwashing you, and you are just falling in line. It is so sad. They're the same people who, use fucking Photoshop to put hats on people who don't even fucking know who they are. And yeah, it's gotta suck that Susan Sarandon retweeted me and said, I stand with M4All, and put national in all capital letters. That's gotta suck. Oops. Oh well. I mean, she's the queen and she stands with us. So yeah, that's gotta suck. But I mean, the thing is, like, I'm blocked by most of them, even though they still come in my threads. I'm blocked by most of them, and yet they still trash us. So I'm just like, if you're gonna talk shit, unblock me. Why am I blocked? If you're gonna sit there and, because they're lying, and it's so sad because, they said stuff like, if you wanted a real discussion about state by state, you should have had one of us on the panel. Why would we do that when we're proving all the things wrong with it? Why would we give you attention? Why would we give you a platform? Why didn't you give one of us a platform the weekend before at your state-by-state conference? Why would you? We don't support it. We weren't pissed about it. We're not going to be salty about you not asking us. Why would you be salty about us not asking you? Because you have the same show every week and only the same people tune in? I just don't know. I find it really incredible that, people who say they care about the cause, first of all, if you care about a cause, it's for everyone. But they don't pick and choose one panel to attack out of 11 and, act like that, should supersede everything. It's very sad. Very sad. But what's sadder than them, it's sadder that people are like, actually listen to them. It's sadder that people are actually like cool with that and supportive of that. That is sad. It's also sad that the same people, after they trash us, the next post, it'll say, we all have to work together or nothing will be accomplished. Like 10 seconds after trashing us. That makes so much sense. You're not a hypocrite at all. Who is a pedophile? I'm so confused. Oh my God. That's the thing. I never block people in my threads because I like screenshots and stuff. They're interesting to me. Plus after, finding out, 2 weeks ago that troll in my mentions was one of the people I'm actually talking about. It was interesting ammo to have screenshots of. Yes, Joe Biden is a pedo. That is correct. And now I'm going to have to take down this video off of YouTube because I'll get taken down just for that. So anyway, enough wasted breath on these people, because I want to talk about some of the absolutely incredible parts of these 3 days. You know, first of all, 11 panels. So we had panels on racial disparities in healthcare, environmental healthcare, disability inequities in healthcare, mental health in lack of healthcare. The list goes on. It was so incredible. We learned so much. We had panels on educating people from how healthcare even started, a century ago. And the socialist movement, and how, things came to be, and how, I had 2 videos, an exclusive with interview I did with Larry Sanders, Bernie's brother. He was the head of the UK Green Party spokesperson. So he's obviously incredibly knowledgeable about NHS. And so I did an exclusive interview with him to talk about, a lot of people say Medicare for all, but NHS is kind of more what some of us would like. So I kind of wanted to talk to him about what the differences would be, and things like that. And then I also had a video from the streamer Cavernacle, who is in the UK as well, and shared a story about how he paid nothing for something that would have cost thousands of dollars with us. So, that was Friday night. Saturday night, or Saturday, we literally had stuff from noon until, God, I think it was like at least 9 maybe. And then same on Sunday. It was truly incredible. And I was on the air for like 16 hours, which I've never really done. That's like 16 hours to me is like 2 weeks at least. So it was a lot, and it was utterly exhausting, but I didn't expect to get emotional till the end, but I didn't expect to get emotional at all, and I held it together until the end. And although there were so many things that touched me last weekend, the one thing that just sent me was watching some of the cameos that people sent in. And they were videos about, the violence our sick care system has caused them. And they shared very candidly the pain that they've gone through and go through because of this vulture class bullshit violent system. And listening to that really enraged me and broke my heart at the same time. And it made me so emotional to think that there are so many of these people. These are not an isolated incident. And I think so many times we say, healthcare is a human right, but we don't really dissect what that means. It doesn't mean insurance is a right. It means healthcare is a right. And there's a difference. You are a commodity in this country. You go to Canada or Europe or anywhere else, you walk into a hospital, you don't have a card to show. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't even matter if you're a citizen. They don't care. They treat you. And you have nothing to worry about as far as monetary reasons. Think about how much less stressful it would be without having those fears exacerbating what you are going through health-wise, or what your family and friends are going through health-wise. When I started going blind 2 years ago, it was traumatic, obviously. It still is. But one of the worst things about it was getting thousands of dollars of medical bills when I suddenly couldn't work. All of a sudden, I'm 41 at that time. I have to stop working because I lose my job totally legally, because I can't see, and can no longer do my work. I have no income. I have to apply for Social Security disability, which I fought forever. And then I finally applied. It took 21 months rather. And during those 21 months, the medical bills piled up. I cleaned out my 401k I had for over a decade. I had to rely solely on my husband, which I am not okay with at all. But I didn't have a choice. So in addition to, we've always been 50-50 on mortgage, on food shopping, on cable, on phone. I mean, like, we have always been 50-50 for 13 years. Always. And my pride was just shot having to ask for help. It's not me. I like being independent. I like taking care of myself. But when something like that happens, you can't take care of yourself anymore. And it's not just physically, it's monetarily. And, I can't even explain what it's like to go through something so traumatic overnight. No precursor, no nothing. And then lose your job, lose your income, and have your entire life change. You can't drive, you can't make money. Everything changes. Your entire life. And when you hear stories from people who have gone through this, it really enrages you and upsets you at the same time. And I do not believe that anyone who seriously believes that healthcare is a human right would find that only some of those people should be fought for. Anyone who truly believes healthcare is a right and that our system is violent and disgusting would fight for every single one of those people, regardless of state. Primarily. Meaning before anything else. Meaning not just state by state unless you're confronted and then saying, well, national is an ideal way. It should be your primary effort. There are millions of people who are me and the other people who spoke. And saying only some of us should get that care, because that is what you're saying. Let's be clear. Some of us deserve it faster than others. That is incredibly harmful. And I encourage everyone, even if you didn't listen to the 3-day forum, or even if you listened to parts of it, I encourage everyone to watch those cameo videos at the end of Sunday night. because I want you to see what we are fighting for. I want you to see why everyone needs this healthcare. Everyone. If you have someone in your life that you are watching deteriorate, if someone is fighting for them in another state, do you feel comforted? Do you feel hope for your loved one? I don't. I feel lonely. I feel like if everyone fought for national and came together to fight for non-incrementalism, which Nancy Pelosi supports state by state, by the way, if everybody came together and demanded national as the priority, no excuses, no breadcrumbs, no caveats, national, if we all came together and asked for that, we'd be a lot stronger than people saying, but let's do it state by state, and pushing outright lies about how it would or would not happen. I believe that everyone's life is worth fighting for, even those I disagree with, even the people I'm talking about. They deserve health care. No question. But they don't deserve it before others. That's where the problem comes in. Nobody deserves it in front of other people. Everybody in, nobody out. I don't care how sick of me saying it you get. I don't care. It needs to stick in people's minds. I got incredibly emotional last night after watching those videos, and I also got incredibly emotional because I had a group of people believe in me to the point where they asked me to be the lead on a 3-day forum as a blind person, be on the air for like 16 hours and host tons of panels, even though I couldn't see my damn notes and had to freestyle much of it. Even though I had tech issues because I couldn't find certain buttons to click on, things like that, they still wanted me to do it because they believed in me more than I believed in myself. And that is what a movement is about. When disabled people are put on the front of the healthcare fight, that is more just than able-bodied people wanting to be on podcasts continually. We did an amazing job as having way more women panelists than men, and that wasn't even a concerted effort. It just, there's so many incredible women. The diversity of our panels was beautiful, and that's how every forum should look. That is how every event should look. The people who suffer the most should always be highlighted. And when it comes down to, stifling other people because they're not who you want in the front or what have you, that to me shows you're not a movement. So it meant so much to me for them to have this confidence that I could do this. And I received messages like all night and all today of support, and it just felt so good. Um because especially Friday, I was popping Ativan left and right, like, oh my god, I can't even see. Why am I doing this? But I mean, my god, everyone was so supportive. And not just the team, but the panelists, everyone. I would just give people a heads up. Hey, I just want to let you know, I'm 85% blind. If you see me kind of stumbling when I'm reading a question or something, just bear with me. I'll do the best I can. And people were so kind and so understanding. And that's how it should be in a healthcare movement. But it's not always like that. And any disabled people know this. And on our disability panel, we discuss this. So, I think, it's very important to be cognizant that if you do something about healthcare, you should always, always, always listen to personal stories. That's the most effective thing, and that's the most important thing. We had so many people. We had the primary guests we had on the panels were healthcare workers and people who have personal healthcare struggles. That's mainly who we had. And that's how it should be. So, I don't know. I went longer than I thought I would, but I just wanted to, say just thank you to everyone who watched, everyone who participated, everyone who, sent their love and respect and support, and everyone who told us that they learned things. I want people to understand that learning and education is a part of activism. Listening to stories, learning about the history of healthcare, learning about discussing ways that we can change things in the future. All the panels we talked about, that was education, which is activism. Education is powerful as hell. I couldn't even sleep Saturday night because I just kept thinking, oh my God, I didn't know this. I can't believe this. Oh my God. And just like looking over my notes. And I'm like, I felt so inspired. And so like, yes, we need this now more than ever. And I have goosebumps just thinking about it. And there's nothing wrong with admitting you don't know something, or admitting you fell for something else, or admitting that you didn't know something and you learned and you were late to the party. Like, I made it very clear this weekend that, we had some panelists who have been in this shit for 30 years. And I made it very clear, like, I am one of those people who got that free education in 2015. Like, I will be straight up. I'm never going to be one of those people who's like, I was out of the womb with a picket sign. Like, no, I'm going to keep it real. I was not. But it really is better late than never. And I really hope people look more into the many, 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 many issues of state by state incrementalism. And I hope that you'll at least watch one or two panels from this weekend and see, how everything is inextricably linked to our health. Even environment, racism, everything. It is all linked. So I do hope you'll watch something. I have, I'm in the process of uploading some to Rockfin, but all of my, all 3 days are on my YouTube. And, just check it out. I mean, we have such incredible panelists. I'm getting a lot of feedback that the racism inequities in healthcare and the mental health ones really stood out to people. And, but I recommend them all, honestly. They were just so powerful. So thank you so much for watching. I'm just so glad I did it. And every time I am asked to share my story, it gives me more hope that people are listening. And it gives me more hope that people are going to join the fight. So thank you to the team. Thank you to Indie Left. Thank you to Real Progress in Action. Thank you to Real Progressive. Thank you to National Single Payer. Thank you to everyone who donated. Also, let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Where is that? Oh, here it goes. Okay, so this goes till midnight tonight. Every $20 you donate, you get a raffle ticket, and we are all volunteer, all of us. Nobody makes a penny from what we do, so it's important that we raise donations for our further actions. Of course, everyone volunteered the past 3 days, but when you do actions in person, there unfortunately are expenses. We learned that last time. So any donations are appreciated more than you can fathom. But every $20, you get a raffle ticket up until midnight Eastern, $150 worth of stuff with free shipping, and you are helping, real hardcore grassroots legit activists who are doing this for no other reason than just wanting to help. So we appreciate it. You can go to M4all.org to donate, and also to learn more about any future actions we're going to have, and our official complaint to the UN for leaving people uninsured in the middle of a pandemic. There's all kinds of things you can learn, including seeing things from this weekend. So again, please donate if you can, even if it's not $20, like anything. We appreciate it so much. And thank you to everyone who has. So I guess that's it. That's my wrap up. Did a longer show than I expected. But to those who love them some Logan and Andrew, don't worry. They will be back. Tonight was just the postmortem breakdown of this weekend. So that's why I went solo. But Logan was a host on our healthcare worker panel, and Andrew submitted a cameo. So they were both involved as well. And I love them to pieces. So don't worry, they will be back. But thank you all so much for watching. I truly have the best viewers in the entire universe. Like, I do. I know I've said that before, but I do. I mean, I can't do this without you guys watching and commenting and stuff. I can't. I'm not putting in effort into anything that, nobody's going to watch or appreciate. So just thank you all so much for your love, for your support, and for tuning in. Smash that like button, hit subscribe on YouTube and Rockfin, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much, everyone.